But enough of that. Let's talk about the next team, right? So the next thing we got up is DropAR. And so this is really interesting to me because I always imagined when the AR and VR world started spinning up, when would I be able to start trying on some clothes and checking out things really in this VR space? And I think when VR and AR started like kind of competing almost for like which would be a better tool, this team shows us a nice way of bridging the two back together and kind of letting us use whichever one we feel more comfortable with. Let's take a look.
Raven, my teammate Josh Parker, and John Latona. The recent explosion of 3D content has proven that there are few simple ways to explore and manage AR and VR content. So Drop is a web-based application that lowers the barrier of entry for everyone by embracing emerging web standards and marrying AR and VR technologies into an easy-to-use platform that runs in the browser across most modern devices. So let's say that Jenny wants to visit our site for the first time. She will be prompted to enter her, she'll be prompted to create an account by entering her name, an email address, and a password. Authentication will be managed via GET and POST routes in our Node backend to store and retrieve information from the database. Jenny's password will then be encrypted using the SHA-256 algorithm and salted to secure her private information. And lastly, her information and session will be stored in memory using our Passport Express middleware. And next, Josh will explain to you how we created this mixed reality experience.
Once logged in, Jenny is able to browse a large collection of gltf models pulled from Google's Poly API. She can also build and curate a private collection by uploading her own digital assets and by adding shared assets to her collection. We safely persist user-generated content and metadata in a Postgres relational database, which we query with the SQLized ORM. Users can also explore their 3D models and scenes in full VR and AR, an immersive web experience built on Three.js and A-Frame for rapid development of WebGL-based interactive graphics. We also relied on Three.xr and A-Frame XR to extend support for augmented and mixed realities via the WebXR polyfill and implementation of the WebXR device API, expected to have wide support in browsers in 2019. In this way, we were able to gain access to ARKit and AR core features like surface detection for markerless AR, technologies typically only available to native applications, allowing Jenny to place virtual objects virtually anywhere by pinning them to any nearby surface and manipulating them into place. Now, John is going to talk to you about some optimizations that we made.
Well, thank you, Josh. So as we considered various front-end framework options for state and view management, along with considering performance and overhead concerns, we actually decided to choose a vanilla JavaScript front end that uses a lightweight router solution to serve up static HTML templates. And this simplicity is what actually allowed us to maintain our target frame rate, while A-Frame's entity component and system architecture provided an appropriate application structure for 3D content that promoted composability over hierarchy. Jenny's exploration of this 3D scene demonstrates the relatively higher complexity of objects in relational space, as well as the higher frame rate required by VR applications in general. This is enabled in part due to GPU accelerated graphics, but also by a lean and optimized codebase. And so to that end, we actually decided to build Drop as a progressive web application that uses one codebase to create a multi-platform solution that runs on Android and iOS as native mobile applications, as well as a web application that runs in the browser. We use service worker technology to cache certain static application information on the user's device so that in the event of a network disruption, the user experience is persisted. If Jenny chooses to do so, she's able to download the application right to her phone's home screen or app tray, and once she does that, she'll be able to enjoy a fully native experience, just as if she downloaded the app directly from the App Store or Google Play. And so, in conclusion, we really enjoyed working with these emerging web technologies to bring the experience of mixed reality to users everywhere. And so, we thank you for your time and for joining us on our journey today. We hope you enjoyed our demo. Please visit us at dropar.herokuapp.com. Thank you so much.
That was incredible. That team did some really great work, and I'm really impressed with them sort of building their own framework to do it as well.
Yeah. Well, first of all, if you want to vote for DropAR, please like their post, like their pinned comment. Yeah, I think marrying these worlds of AR and VR and sort of into XR is something that most of our browsers that we all use, Safari, Chrome, don't yet support. Planning to next year, and they went ahead and downloaded a completely separate browser to kind of dive into this technology, be ahead of the game for its support, and kind of saying, hey, we want to support it either way. We'll try to show you it in AR, show you what it looks like in your world, but if not, we'll downgrade to VR. And that to me was like a really, really, really forward way of thinking about this technology.